With this explanation, consumers of electricity in Magboro area have to endure at least until the discos can afford prepaid meters to be supplied in the area. In the financial sector, there are issues too. Ikechukwu Ubani says over the years, the introduction of technology to fast-track transactions has had negative impact. Also, he's had some unpleasant experiences.
One of my experience that I had with the banking sector is that most of the times they may send you an email which they have sent to me that I should follow this particular link, that I will be able to update my account with the bank. And at the end of the day, I wanted to do that, but at a particular stage, I discovered that it is fraudulent, so I stopped. Now, I had another issue. I wouldn't want to mention the name of the bank, whereby a person or somebody called me that is representing a particular bank, that I should come and change my ID card, that my ID card with the bank has expired. So I was wondering, and immediately I knew that it was fraudulent also. These are part of the things that happens to we consumers, and we don't know where to go to. Because when it happens to you, you don't have any other thing to do. And if I had gone ahead to continue discussing with the person that called me on phone, at the end of the day, they may dupe me of some huge amount of money. Also, the scenario of the text messages, if I had continued updating my data, giving them information concerning my account, at a particular point, they may decide to withdraw money from my account without my knowing. I will just be seeing alerts, because I've heard from friends when sometimes maybe they normally do it during the weekend period, maybe on Friday, Saturday, which you may not have any other alternative or how to rush to the bank to stop. They will be withdrawing your money from the internet, that is using your credit card to make purchases which you are not authorized.
The issue of technology is a very strange and novel area in our climate now. Even the law that has to do with cybercrime, which you are aware, they are very strange, they are new. Most people are not technologically advanced or informed in this part of the country, like in terms of IT. That's why you could see millions of people that bank or take advantage of banking services don't have much knowledge about IT. That's why you could banks hide under that cloak and cheat and surcharge so many bank consumers. And the Central Bank of Nigeria, that is supposed to be at the forefront of the protection of, yes, we admit that they just set up recently a food directorate they call Consumer Protection Unit. But I mean, tell me, with the over-centralization of the system being in Abuja, how would they cater for the interests of millions of Nigerian, bank users who are being surcharged? Somebody in the village, in the interior, hinterland, if it just means who is not even informed about what is happening, if under the guise or this guy of any of the IT fraud that commit, who will be in the forefront of protecting such rights? So I think a lot needs to be done in the area of banking. The banks itself should be made to play strictly according to the rule of the game.
Adekunle Oshibogun is a lawyer in Lagos, Nigeria. Because of his line of work, he is exposed to a lot of information, including that which protects his right as a consumer. And when he felt cheated in getting an alternative source of electricity, he knew the steps to take.
I'll say recently we had an order of batteries for our inverter, and 2 months or less than a month into it, we observed that the duration for the lifespan was quite short. So we had to call back in the supplier, and we had a little back and forth. And then on inquiry, further inquiry, I then realized that the lifespan for batteries in Nigeria right now is between 6 months and 1 year, which I thought was quite awkward, because ideally internationally batteries should last between 4 to 6 years. And then started asking questions that what's the Standard Organization of Nigeria doing as to the standard of products coming in? And that's what actually intrigued me first of all. Fortunately, we were able to get a refund. I can also tell you that we don't use inverter batteries anymore for now. We run on generator. And that's because, aside from the quality, also the price has gone up. So you've got to pay more for a product that you're not really sure of how good it is. So it is just better to buy diesel or petrol. One of the things I did when I first had that issue was to first research and find out what the SON does. What's my remedy? What steps can I take? And I observed that they do have, that's the SON have a complaints line. Attempts to reach that line were abortive because the phone line just kept ringing and nobody picked up. But as lawyers, what we did was write a letter, and we then threatened an action, which most times would make the other side either make redress or come to the table and discuss, which an average citizen doesn't have that opportunity. So what we need to do is for SON to take a firmer, to take responsibility of that space, complaints, consumer complaints as to standard of goods. They need to put more publicity in their complaints procedure, and also publicity for the standards. So right now, the average Nigerian doesn't know how long a battery should last for by Nigerian standard. If by international standards between 4 and 6 years, but from experience in Nigeria between 6 months and 1 year, there is an abnormality there, which I believe once SON puts out more publicity, if goods fall short of those standards, then you have more complaints coming in. And I would also want to say, with the new act, that's the Standard Organization of Nigeria's 2015 Act, the punishments have gone up. So from the previous act, which provided for 1,000 naira, now you could be fined as high as 2 million naira at the barest minimum. So there is a lot of, there is punitive punishments for people who bring in substandard goods, but it's for more consumers to be aware of this, and it's on the SON to do the publicity for it.